Surabhi ma'am, you can start now.
Okay, ma'am. So welcome to the technical session 2 of our day 3 ATL sponsored online FDP program. Now we are having with us on second to speak with us Miss Anju Singh ma'am. Moving forward, I would like to take opportunity to introduce our respected guest before our audience. Miss Anju Singh ma'am, she is a former teacher of Indian culture with Embassy of India in Cairo, Egypt, an internationally acclaimed yoga expert. She's a certified yoga teacher and evaluator, YCB under Ministry of Ayush, Government of India. She has conducted yoga sessions for the naval officers on Indian naval ship Targash. She has been involved in taking yoga sessions for international personalities, famous celebrities, media people, etc. She's a postgraduate in human resources, worked in managerial capacity in non-banking financial sector. She's an art of living faculty and a motivational speaker. She has delivered sessions in various corporates and institutions of national and international repute. Some of the names are ICER, AIMS, John Deere, Pollution Control Board, Income Tax Department, Larsen and Torbro, etc. So with these such words, ma'am, I would like to invite you. Now, ma'am, the audience is all yours. Ma'am, please welcome once again.
Thank you so very much, ma'am. It's a pleasure, absolute pleasure to be here again. Before I start, I would like to know if I'm audible nicely. Surabhi, ma'am, you may just give me a thumbs up or anyone.
Yes, ma'am, you are perfectly audible.
Perfect. Pranam to all the gurus who are engaged in forming a better society. So the topic today is improving quality of life via emotional and intelligence quotient. So I see 66, 72 now, 72 great teachers joining in to attend this session. And you have already been attending a lot many such sessions. A lot of times what happens is we as teachers, we are, forming the better society and we put our level best. But what happens to us is that many a times we get confused. Many a times we really don't know where exactly the life is going. So this is an opportunity for us to again come back and have a moment wherein we know where exactly our life is going. Ma'am, will you please share a PPT?
1 second. Sure.
Yes. When it comes to emotional quotient, my dear friends, I can talk a lot on this because this has been my subject of research when I was doing my post-graduation in management. But today, when I look back, I thought of talking something more on this. Okay, so emotional and intelligence quotient is definitely a part of my session today, but I would like you to go a bit deeper and understand more of it, quality of life from a different perspective. So if you just thought that I'm going to talk only about emotion and intelligence quotient, then I think you will be a bit disappointed. Next slide, please. Ma'am, next slide. Oh, no. The first one which you had shown before that. Okay. So whenever I say next, then only please go for it. Yes, let's be here. We all understand what exactly is life. Or if you had never had any chance to know what is life, please take a minute, maybe with your eyes closed and understand. Just think over it, what exactly is life. It's like our quality of life does not depend on one component. I would like to take something from the scriptures because our ancient people, the sages, they defined it very, very appropriately. So I would like to make this slide as the base of this entire presentation and session which goes ahead. They nicely gave us a term which is called arogya or arogyata. Now, this arogyata is the state of diseaselessness. Well, I'm not here to talk about diseases. Let's understand more of it. There is something called swasthya. Swasthya is the state of positive well-being. This is the natural state of being, and it is not an achievement. So if somebody says that, I am swasth, and they are boasting over it, no, not at all. It is something which is the natural state, and you have not achieved it. The word swast is made up of two parts, swa, that is self, and stha, that is established in. Being established in our own nature is swastika. As long as we are established in self, as long as we are with our nature, that is the time, the quality of life, we are really leading a good quality of life. The moment we go, away from it, that is the time when there is no quality in our life. We are just leading something like, waking up at this time and going to the bed at this time. And whatsoever is happening, it is not in your control. Okay. So, ma'am, can we have the next slide, please? Next. Let's go to the Maslow's theory. Before that, yes. When it comes to Maslow's theory, I am very much sure that many of us have actually studied this the time when we were getting ourselves educated. It starts from physiological needs, which is the basic thing like food, water, warmth, and rest. Most of us are always dwelling in this hierarchy, this phase, or I must say this level. Those who go beyond, they come to this safety needs where we have security and safety. If you are getting confused, just wait for some time and then you will know how we are going to relate this. When our security and safety needs are being satisfied, we go to the next level of this hierarchy, and that is belongingness and love needs. Wherein we have the intimate relationships, we have friends. So these are termed as psychological needs. We go more beyond it, we have esteem needs. We have accomplished something, and then there is something called prestige. The feeling of accomplishment comes into this. Not many people will be found in esteem needs. And very few of those who have, come to this, they reach to the self-actualization level. Now, what exactly is a self-actualization level? This is when one has achieved the full potential and wherein all the creative activities are involved and you are really not putting a lot of efforts to live your life. Something is just coming to you. As a student, when I actually studied it first many years back, I could very well understand the physiological needs, the safety needs, belongingness and love needs, esteem needs. But this self actualization was something I was like, what exactly is this? In society, we already have a lot of people who have reached to this level, Tatas and all. Yes, they have achieved this level. And today, when we have wonderful participants with us with good understanding and maturity, I am going to take a bit of risk to go more deeper into this hierarchy theory. Because what exactly is the problem which we are facing these days? We are just not a teacher. I'm sure we all have different roles in our lives. Some of us are wives, husbands, daughters, son, right? Mother, father. We have plenty of such roles. And then you have this role wherein you have like personal life is there, professional life is there. And many a times the confusion arises how to balance. Is it okay, Priyanka ma'am? Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. You are audible now.
A lot of okay. A lot of confusion is taking place because if we give a lot of time to professional life, personal life is going haywire. The same thing happens. You will find a lot of people working at the workplace, but they are doing something which is very, very personal. Can't we just strike a balance? Balance between the work, balance between our personal life. And then this is something which will lead us automatically for the quality of life. Next slide, please. My dear friends, now onwards, I just give you a hint of the desires, the motivation out of which we work. We talked on this, and I actually, we just had a cursory glance over it. But now we are going to go deeper because now the subject which I'm going to touch upon is something little more technical, something which I'm not very sure whether you had known this earlier or not. So please pay attention. I know that we have already been attending the sessions, and as a teacher, when we say to our students that you really have to pay attention, this is what I'm telling you. Please pay attention, and we can always have our questions towards the end. Ready to go deeper, ma'am? And let's have the next slide. I want you all to take a moment and take pride on this land where you are born, your culture, and your ancestors who have given tremendous knowledge in the form of treasure. And though we are sitting on it, unfortunately, we are unaware of it. I'm sure you all know that, it took us many of our life cycles to reach to this stage where we have got this human body. While you are sitting and listening to this session, just see how you all have, or we all have spent our lives, the time when we were born. Of course, we were raised and we all had certain things to achieve in our life. We all have achieved. But are we really, really very happy with it? Or there is something which is really missing? If you really aim for getting a promotion or a salary hike, even when you got it, were you really happy? Or the happiness was just for a few seconds and it was just It just went off. You wanted to go out to the nature, or you did a lot of shopping for for Diwali and other things. Happiness was there, but what happened next? Again, the next morning is started with the same boredom which we all have been living for maybe 30, 40, or 50 years. So are we here as human beings? We are wanting to live the same life without having that juice in our life. जीवन ऐसे ही बस काटना है तो फिर ये सेशन अटेंड करने की बिल्कुल जरूरत नहीं है. As it is, nowadays, the good thing is that we have our videos off and we can do a lot of things. But the moment we take a decision, no boss, whatever has happened to me, whatever way I had led my life, now I really want to have a proper control over my life. I really need to master it. I will not let any circumstance or any person to lead or control my life. If that is your aim, if that is the aim, then you really have to pay more attention. Remember, in the first slide, we talked about swasthya. Who does not need swasthya? Who does not want to be healthy? Who does not want to be happy? If the answer is yes, then you really need to pay attention. When we talk of health, a lot of things are really included into it. Your physical health is there, your social health is there, your mental health is there. How many times in your life when you were like, your physical condition was not good? How many times in your life you felt that, my mobility is not what I desire or how I can function? You were not satisfied with your health. Sometimes you had got cold or something else. Nowadays, if we reach 30, 35, we say, BP is common. We say, diabetes is common. Why? Because someone has told us, a lot of media is there, that this is all normal. No, my dear friends, this is not at all normal. Losing sleep at night is not normal. Feeling fatigue is not normal. Feeling low on energy is not normal. It is absolutely not normal. Okay. So we are going to see what will make the things normal. When it comes to your mental health, how many times in our life we really had mental peace? We are doing a lot of things, but we are losing the peace of mind. A lot of anxiety is there, a lot of depression is happening, psychological distress is coming to our way. When you are not physically well, when your mental health condition is not well, then the social health you will never be able to enjoy, because all these mixed together is reflecting on your social health. There is always a limitation when when it comes to your social well-being, because with no good health and no mental health, you will not be very, very socially active. Your relationships will go haywire. And then, even if we attend a lot of sessions on improving quality of life, will not help us. Let's understand this, a very beautiful knowledge, okay, which tells us how our life is being governed. What are we made up of? Nowadays, the confusion is happening wherein there are certain things you really do not have to be emotionally associated with, but we are putting a lot of emotions into it. A lot of melodrama is happening. Why it is happening? Because maybe because of the movies or the serials which are being served to us these days. Let's go to the next slide to understand this beautiful concept of Pancha Kosha. Panch means five and Kosha means the layers, the sheet. So with all your permission, I would like you to get introduced to this Pancha Kosha, which is the five layers of your existence. I could anytime talk on emotional intelligence only, and I can anytime talk on intelligence quotient only, which we all know. But why not to utilize this time and give you a certain thing wherein you will be able to understand if I'm behaving in this particular way, why is it happening? If I am not able to respond to the situations and I'm being very reactive, then what is this which is happening to me? How can I control my life? Are you ready for this? Panchkosha is the five sheep which is described in Taittiriya Upanishad. Since I come from this background, I thought of, picking it up and just bring this beautiful knowledge to you. Many a times we have been reading and attending so many sessions, uh, which gives us a viewpoint from modern things. Over here, we are going back to the roots which are rich, which has a very, very scientific background. So this Panchakosha theory comes from one of the Upanishads of Vyajurveda. I'm sure we all know that. It is based on Bhrigu Varuni Samvad. So Bhrigu is basically the son and Varuni is the father. And they also, Samvad is the conversation. Now Bhrigu Varuni, apart from being son and father, they also share a relationship of a disciple and guru, shishya or guru ka ek sambandh bhi hai unke beech mein. So whatever happened between them brought a beautiful knowledge for the humankind. Next slide, please. A lot of questions already coming to our mind. So let's go for it. What you see next is the five sheets of our existence. My dear friends, I want you to understand one thing. I can see Priyanka ma'am because her video is on and she looks very beautiful today and she is beautiful. So like if I tell Priyanka ma'am that she is just not Dr. Priyanka, she's much more beyond that. And same thing applies to each and every individual who is sitting here. Ashwarya ma'am is there, Akanksha ma'am is there, Dr. Lokesh is there, and everyone, all of us, all the 80 participants. Do not identify yourself with your name. A lot of identity is there. The confusion is happening because we are not paying attention to what we are. And we talk about improving the quality of life, attending few sessions. It may never, never happen. Let's go by one. The very first, so what you see over here is different layers, beautifully designed, it has colors, which is very good to look at. The very first sheet is Anandaya Quotient. Anandaya Quotient means is the body which you are able to see, how I'm able to see Dr. Priyanka, and how you are able to see me, Anju. The very first thing which you can see is the body. Now, this body is named as Anandaya Quotient. Ana means matter, and Annam literally means food. So this kosha basically consists of all the panchabhutas, subdhatus. Now this is the grossest level of our existence. We as a science student know that everything is coming out of the matter. This has been taught. We all know that. The time when we were born, we were few grams or half kg, and if you were really healthy, a kg then. Then something happened to us. From this little of us, we started eating, and from this little, we grew after eating tons and tons of grains. Right, Priyanka ma'am? So maybe today we are sitting with 40 kilos, 50 kilos, 60 kilos, and I don't want to mention more. A lot has been accumulated during these years. Why? Because of the food. So the food which we are eating is shaping our body. Our organs are being developed. Our different organ system is working because of this. So it is very important to eat food correctly. Maybe if we have time, we can see later. Second is, if you go to the second level, as I mentioned earlier, the very first level is the grossest level. Now, all the other four levels, we are going from the subtle to the subtlest. Okay. So, Pranayama Kosha is the sheet which is made up of energy. Now, it has been said that everything is coming out of energy. Okay, we ourselves are nothing but we are made up of energy. So, as the Annamaya Kosha was made up of inert matter, it is now sustained with the sheath of energy. So, the time when we were born, we took breath, and the time when we will leave this planet, we will breathe out, breathing in and breathing out. And whatever is happening in the middle is nothing but the light. And this is something very vital for us to survive. My dear friends, how many times in our life, ask yourself, how many times in our life we paid attention to something called breath? We have taken as if it is granted. The time when we are getting late or we are like running, that is the time we understand, I am breathing because you are out of your breath. Otherwise, something is so vital which is helping us to sustain, we are not giving any attention to it. The sheath which is being governed by this breath, I go a little more deeper. The pran. Pran is basically the breath. It is associated with the breath, but it is more subtler than the breath. It is a vital force energy which is helping us to sustain this life. Now we go a bit beyond, that is Manomaya Kosha. Now this kosha is a layer of existence that can be simply called as mind. Mind is manas, in our scripture, in yoga, we call it manas. So manas is what? It is the manomaya kosha. It is basically the thought layer of our existence. This is where all our emotions are happening. A lot of thought is coming, is rising and subsiding in this layer of our existence. Now I think you are able to connect more because now we are getting into it wherein you will be able to relate more to the topic. Another level is Vijnanamaya Kosha. So when Westerners they used this term intellect, we already had it. We called it Vijnanamaya. So Vijnan means what? It is intellect. The buddhi or the intelligence helps us to classify. So if someone told you that buddhi, man, these are all same, no, it's not same. Our scriptures basically has defined and categorized each of these very, very beautifully. They have segregated it completely. So this buddhi or intellect helps us to classify, quantify the thoughts and quieten the mind. Something which helps you to decide what is good, what is not, right? That is this Vijnan, that is this intellect. Intellect along with the sensory organs that work with wisdom fall in this category, right? This kosha continuously guides us, guides the other level, which we already discussed about the manas, the mind, to get mastery over the basic instinct. As adults, as someone who are responsible for shaping the lives of future, it is very, very important for us to understand the working, the functioning of these koshas inside us. Otherwise, what happens is our knowledge remains very, very superficial. This will give us a clear idea where we are, what is the level on which we are working currently. The next kosha comes is the Anandamaya kosha, the layer of our existence where we experience the contentment is called the Anandamaya kosha. It is just being in the bliss. That is sheer bliss, nothing more, nothing less than that. Right? With this understanding, wherein we have learned about Anamaya Kosha, the food sheet, Pranamaya Kosha, the energy sheet, Manomaya Kosha, where your mind is working with lot of thoughts coming in, Vijnanamaya Kosha, wherein you have this intellect thing, and Anandamaya Kosha, which is basically there to experience that you are something else. The problem happens when we give a lot of importance to Anamaya Kosha. And Pranamaya Kosha, Manomaya Kosha, we all mix it up without understanding the functioning of it. Like in any organization or whichever institutes you all are working, it's like you have segregation, you have different departments who are working under someone, and there is one faculty. Faculty means there is one centralized authority, and that person has made a lot of levels, and we all are working for that vision with which the upper faculty is working. Anandamaya Kosha and Vijnanamaya Kosha, basically they are doing the same. But we tend to mix everything together, and that is the problem. And that is when the problem starts. To make you all understand this a bit more, there is a different expression and manifestation which happens with all these different quotients. Ma'am, can we have the next slide? Maybe three slides after this. Next. 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 Yeah, I want you to be here. Prior to this one, where you had some pictures.
Ma'am, previous slide.
Yes. Previous. Yes. Please be here. Thank you. When I started my session, I requested everyone to take a moment and feel that gratitude that we have whatever I showed just now, it is there in this universe, but it expresses in a very, very different way. So when we see all the minerals and other things, it is Anna. You can see that, it is there as a matter. Anna over here is matter. So these are all stable, right? Then you have certain plants, you have trees, and what you feel is nothing but the energy, right? Those processes and when they have oxygen and this thing, carbon dioxide, this is where the pran is happening, and this is where the pran is very much there in the universe, and we are a part of it. The pran is being given to plants, but see, they are not moving, not changing their place, they are just growing. When it comes to animals, animals have the third layer with them, that is the Manomaya Kosha. Now you are able to relate more Annamaya, Pranamaya. So if you had only Annamaya Kosha, you would have been like the first picture. If you had only Pranamaya Kosha, not beyond that, then you were a plant or tree. If you had only Manomaya Kosha, if you had these three, you would have become an animal. Now we have been given something, a higher faculty, a higher sheet, which is Vijnanamaya Kosha. And this is where humans fall in this category, Vijnanamaya, wisdom. Not necessarily that we are using the intellect. In today's world, again, I'm repeating this again, we are mixing up, wherein we, as I said, that we have different categories, we have different departments. Each departments are working which they are supposed to work. They are not getting mixed with other departments. The organization works very well, but they are actually working in harmony. In our case, what happens is, because we are not close to the nature, our true nature, the matter is going somewhere. The body has no clue why it is gaining a lot of weight, why a lot of physical problem is happening without any understanding, without any control. If you check your breath, many of us are having the breath which is not stable. Either we are breathing very fast or we are breathing, in a way that we are angry. Have you ever come to know that there are different varieties of the breathing pattern? The time when you are really angry, the breathing happens like this, like this. The time when you saw something which is really scary, all of a sudden, there your breath gets stopped. And there are times when you are in the real peace, you are really happy, you are breathing normal. You don't even come to know that you are breathing. And the time when something really goes wrong with you, okay, you really wanted to have the promotion, it didn't happen, or some sad news came to you. You know what happens to the breathing? The exhalation becomes more pronounced. It's like, hmm. I'm sure many of us had recognized this earlier. If we have not, at least now you got an idea. So this Pranayama Kosha is basically has all the power to work on our Manomaya Kosha. We do not understand what exactly, why we always have this kind of problem with our breathing. The moment our breathing goes rapid, it has certain things with our physical health, and then it has certain things with our mental uh, mental state. I'll come to it later. Now we have this Vijnana Kosha, as I already told, that not many of us would be using our intellect. We are happy with eating, we are happy with all our daily course of life without understanding how to use the intellect and how to use the prana. Only few handful people, they can be those people who are gurus in their own um, place. These are the ones who reach to this level of Anandamaya Kosha. You will find all the gurus over here. They have reached to that state. Now, my dear friends, I want you to understand this. As of now, I want you to take three things. First is your Pranamaya Kosh, Manomaya Kosh, and Vijnanamaya Kosh. As I said, we are just leading our life without understanding what I should be doing, and we create a lot of problems for ourselves. It is not the work pressure which is coming to you. It is not that your students are being very, very unruly or they are creating problems in your life, or it's your family who is not supporting you. We all don't have to blame some someone for what we are basically experiencing in our life. The idea behind telling you all this is that you understand what you are. Start following certain things in your life to make it more wonderful, to make it more worthy. When it comes to Anamaya Kosha, ma'am, can we have the next slide, please? Priyanka, ma'am. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
So we discussed that thank you. This is being the constitution of Anamaya Kosha is the food. Tell me who does not want to look beautiful? Now, when I say beautiful, it does not mean that you are really lean and thin, or this is how you would want or you to be, coming in the pictures on your Facebook profile or Instagram profile. No, I want you to go a bit beyond that. Today, if I ask any one of you, you will show me so many pictures from the past or maybe 3 years ago. I used to be like this, but I have gained weight. And then you say, no, it is not in my hand. We have a lot of things to complain, like because of the lockdown, I was at home and I was eating a lot. I was whole day I was sitting. Did someone stop you to do some physical activity? Ask yourself. Did someone stop you from having a control of the food what you were eating? Did someone tell you that no, because it is lockdown, you really can enjoy your life waking up at 11 o'clock and not sleeping for the entire night? My dear friends, this life is yours. Let it be governed by your higher authorities, higher faculties. Okay? You still are so beautiful and you still can be more beautiful. The only thing is that you just need to bring a lot of activity. So what, even if you have become 30, 35, 40? The problem with many of our Indians are is that, the moment we become 30, 35, we're like, hum budhe ho gaye. Who gave you this number of becoming, old? Age is just the numbers. Youth is not defined by 16, 17, 20, 25. Because I'm into so many things and I get to meet a lot of youth, and I'm sure most of you also. The moment they start doing anything physical, their body does not support them. You know why it is happening? Because it does not have stamina. The body is not very strong. The entire functions of our body is not working for them. So if you can always take a lot of inspiration, take a lot of motivation from your own family, from your grandparents, even when they were 80, and even the time when they are 70, 75, 80, they are much smarter than us. They can still do a lot of activity which we as individuals not able to do, because we are not putting a lot of labor. See, the more you use this body, the more it will function better. So start using this body to make it function better. The moment it is functioning better, your health conditions will be really good. All your functions will start working properly. You should know what to eat, when to eat, what actually helps your body, you know, to be in the healthy state and in good shape. Who said that the moment you become 40 or the time when girls get married? I'm sorry, now I'm not only talking to you as a people who are there in front of me as faculty. I already told that now we have different roles. But first, you understand that you are just not a faculty. You have your own identity. I do not say that you should, if you are lean and thin, you are beautiful. No. And I do not tell you that, if you have gained a lot of weight, it is something to be ashamed of. No. But I'm very, very sure that this is not what we want to achieve. We do not want to achieve a lot of kilos. We can still be more smart, right? And you can still be very, very active, no matter what profession you are into, even if it is a sitting job or having a lot of sessions like this wherein you are asked to be seated, right? Work on, start having certain activities. Yoga is a wonderful thing to start with, no matter what your age is, no matter um, what is your gender, no matter if you have never ever done or practiced yoga before, just take it up. It is something really, really brilliant. When I was in Egypt, I had many of such people who were like 80 and 85-year-old. They used to come to my sessions. And now when I give them, something very gentle, they used to come and tell, you know what, Anju, we can do a bit more advanced. So this was something which I was like very amazed to look at, see those people. And over here, if I'm talking about those normal people, if I give those asanas or those activities to 25 or 30-year-old, they say it's going too much for us. Can we just go slow? You can change those things. You know, India was the country which taught all such things to others, and look what we are doing to ourselves. Get back to yourselves. Then we have something next is Pranayama Kosher. We have already spoken a lot, energy. How many times in our lives you really felt that today when I woke up, I really feel so very, very positive. And let anything come today, I'm ready to take up that challenge. And there are certain days, the moment you woke up in the morning, you feel, what's wrong? There is something which I don't feel good. Even if your colleagues and your boss, they say something good, or your students, even if they are doing something good, you get irritated. It is not that your students are notorious. It is not that your boss is really testing your patience. It is something to do with your energy. Have you ever seen a person wanting to commit suicide like this? Hey, I'm so happy, I'm so high on energy, and I want to commit suicide. It is happening. The suicide is happening because people are low on energy. This is the basic reason. The moment we lift their energy up, they will never think of having this idea in their mind. So energy, when it is high, you feel very, very positive. You have that optimistic, you know, outlook towards your life. Everything changes. You are ready to take up challenge. You are being more creative, and you have a lot of stamina. The moment your energy level goes down, that is the time you really feel irritated. Your body is not functioning properly. You do not have any stamina, and you really cannot stand anything. Even if something good is happening, you will not enjoy your life. Ma'am, you told me 2:15. Are we in a hurry? No, I can still continue. Thank you.
Ma'am, you can continue. Actually,
Next.
I just forget that I am sharing the screen. I just try to minimize the screen. That's why it's go like.
Okay. Now, can we?
Sorry.
Yeah, I do understand. Can we just go to the slides, which is like Kosher, constituents, and tools to experiment it? Exactly. There's something which has come in the middle. Previous, previous slide.
Is it okay, ma'am?
Previous slide.
Okay, thank you.
Previous slide, ma'am.
This one?
Oh, thank you, doctor. So we were discussing about the energy. The moment it goes down, we have anger, we have frustration, we have sleepless nights. All such things happens to us the moment it goes down. The good news is changing the level of energy is basically in our hands. So ancient India gave us pranayama. I'm sure many of us we do it, and many of us we think we are doing it while watching something on the television. You know, many people say we already do yoga, you know, with Baba Ramdev in the morning. And when I ask them, how do you do this? He comes in the television and we have our breakfast and tea. If you do yoga and pranayam like this, we are definitely not going anywhere. Okay. So you may just sit and give some time to yourself. This, if you continue for few more days, you will feel the energy levels are really, really high. You are able to take on a lot of challenges. You will see that you are becoming multi-skilled. Now, what comes is Manomaya Kosha. Manomaya Kosha, as we discussed, the constituent is mind. Now, what happens in Manomaya Kosha? It is the sheath of the thoughts, a lot of thoughts, like how waves are there in the ocean. So the thoughts rise and it subsides in Manomaya Kosha. So, as I mentioned earlier, whenever you are becoming angry, something is happening to your breathing pattern. Whenever you are feeling very happy, something is happening to your breathing pattern. Whenever you are sad, then something is happening to your breathing pattern. So, till now, we saw that Manomaya Kosha is something which governs the Pranamaya Kosha. You are very, very angry, and something already has started inside. And once this Pranamaya, the energy level goes, hey, but you do something which you will repent for your life. What I'm telling you now is a secret. Instead of Manomaya Kosha governing your Pranamaya Kosha, you have the control over the Pranamaya Kosha so that it governs your Manomaya Kosha. If you can just take some time to breathe, like if you are taking long and deep breaths, you will see that your mind has stopped. Nowadays, because of the mind, a lot of problem is happening because we are not peaceful. We have lot of things, lot of thoughts in our mind, lot of expectations happening, expectations from somebody, expectations what you have from someone. A lot of thing is happening. When something inside is not fixed, a lot of confusion is there. We try to fix the outer world. My dear friends, this is not how we can improve the quality of our life. Not by fixing, sofa sets in the drawing room will bring a lot of peace or quality of your life. These days, we are working on our lives by different sources. We think that if we get a nice center table, very expensive car, this will satisfy us. This will bring a lot of peace to us. But tell me, even if you got these, whatever you wanted in your life, you wanted to become doctor, you wanted to do your PhD, you wanted to earn a kind of salary of your choice, and you got all that. Tell me for how long that happiness existed with you. You must have definitely achieved it, but it just went off like this. And then again, you are in the same old things, like your attitude remains the same, nothing is changing. Then again, the desire is for a different thing to achieve. So I always tell a beautiful story. It goes like this, when we are child, if or say if you ask a child, are you happy in your life? They will tell you, what is happiness? Attending so many online sessions these days and not having, something which I really wanted to do because my life is more about my parents telling me that do your homework, my teachers instructing me, do this, do that. That is it. I really cannot enjoy my life. I really want to grow younger. And once I am grown, maybe that is the time I will start loving my life and I'll be happy. Now, this kid, when he actually is young, you ask him, so now you are into your college and how do you feel? Is your life looking good for you? Are you happy? He says, what happiness? I have a lot of tension because I have a career to build. There is a lot of expectation from my parents, even if my teachers are not behind my life. But I really cannot live my life nicely. I'm not happy in this phase of my life. So when will you be happy? The moment I get the job of my choice, the moment I join an organization which I have been aiming and I'm preparing for this for many years, that is the day when I will be happy. Fortunately, this young guy definitely gets this job which he wanted. He gets this organization wherein he wanted to work. He gets all this. And now you ask him, are you happy now? And he tells you, what? What is happiness? I'm working day and night. It's like now I really need to have someone with whom I can share those beautiful moments of my life. And he gets a girlfriend or partner. And now after getting a partner, you ask him, now are you happy? He says, अभी कहाँ? इसी से मेरी शादी हो जाए, घर बस जाए, तो I will be happy. Then you ask this fellow, now you're married to the same woman you always wanted in your life. Are you happy? And he would tell, अभी कहाँ? बस छोटे छोटे बच्चे हो. पूरा घर एक घर जैसा है. This is just a story, but our life goes on like this. We are not feeling that happiness, we are not happy. The mind is always jumping from one thing to the other to get that happiness. We are always in the pursuit of happiness. This is not life. Your quality of life, listen to this carefully. The quality of your life depends on the quality of your mind. This is the reason why I just gave a background and I was working on this for you to understand what exactly is the quality of life. Not with one component, but it has a lot of components. Your mind, my dear friends, is something which decides this. When we talk of emotional and intelligence quotient, we forget a lot of things which are shaping and which are helping to shape the quality of our life. Make your life an expression of happiness, not the pursuit of happiness. Not getting one thing which you desired and your happiness is so momentary that it just fades away in a while. Can't you be just happy forever? Why you have to compete with someone else that you know they have got this car, I also need to buy a bigger one? No. How is this possible? This is possible when you work and when you understand your Manomaya Kosha, when you understand being in knowledge is very important. So how this happens? This happens once you get yourself engaged in reading scriptures. When I say scriptures, I really mean it because it brings to us a lot of knowledge which we have actually forgotten all these years because somehow we are also the product, excuse me and apologies when I say this, that we all are a product of this education system wherein we are taught that we just need to study textbooks and not something else. We are borrowing something from others and we are not seeing the treasure on which we are sitting on. And this is why we all have created a lot of problems, a lot of confusion about our own identity, how we are going to improve the quality of our life. Not doing something which helps us get back to the nature. We build A lot of, bungalows we are building, a lot of concrete we are putting on. How many times we thought of, instead of going to the shopping malls to have that kind of, momentary happiness, why not go into the nature? How many times you felt that, okay, so instead of watching cricket, I can also plant some trees. Or we just keep the tree plantation for our organization that, maybe on 5th of June, they will decide to have certain tree plantation done. That is the time I will join because that is mandatory. If that is happening, we really need to check, are we close to the nature or we are just running behind something which is not giving us happiness. Observe your mind. This is very important. Next is Vijnanamaya Kosha. Vijnanamaya Kosha is the sheath of the wisdom. It is the sheath which many of us would definitely not reach. It is the sheath which can be strengthened through self-study. Maybe what we can do is, towards the end of the day when we are already on the bed, can we just take 5 minutes only for us with our eyes closed and to see what I did ever since I woke up in the morning? What were those things? Who were the people I met? What things exactly happened? Was it something which I really wanted to do? Or were there situations wherein I was reactive instead of responding to the situation? These things will improve a lot of things inside us. Then we have Anandamaya Kosha. Anandamaya Kosha is a kosha wherein you are in the bliss. You are being close to the nature. Not many of us reach, but many of us can definitely, and after understanding the work of these sheets, can definitely reach. And when I'm telling you all this is a great wisdom which I'm sharing with all the dignified participants over here. Because this will help us to lead our life the way we want to, not by, someone else's expectation or the roles which are being defined by the society. As we are talking about the quality of life, there are a lot of things attached to it. Our ancients, they gave a wonderful concept of Adi and Vyadhi. Ma'am, can we have the next slide, please? They gave us a concept of Adi and Vyadhi. Now, Adi and Vyadhi is something which has a mention in Yoga Vasishtha. Now, I'm sure we all know about Yoga Vasishtha. So it is coming from Rishi Vasishtha. Whenever we go against what is right, leads to Adi, mental stress. This is something which is very important for us to understand. Whenever we are going against what is right, it leads to mental stress. We already have experienced mental stress. So, all of those who are attending the session, I'm sure in life we all have at one point of time, or maybe we have been experiencing the mental stress. Whenever we experience mental stress, it does not So mental stress is your Manomaya Kosha, the sheet of the thoughts. If a lot of stress is taking place over there, it reaches to the Pranamaya Kosha. It goes to your energy, as I told you that if whatever you are thinking, it is associated with your breathing pattern. So if you are really fearful for a minute, it will be your breath will get stopped. So it works on Pranamaya Kosha. You have been given, uh, this mechanics is like this, that you need to breathe in and breathe out nicely, okay, without changing the pattern of your breath. But if with every ongoing thought in your mind, if it keeps on changing on a regular basis, then what happens is it comes to the physical, that is the Annamaya sheath. And this is why we get disease. Now, this is something which is the knowledge which I don't know if anyone or of you know about this, that any stress which is coming to our mind, the mental stress is doing something to the sheath of energy. Because of the disturbance in the sheath of energy, our body gets some disease. So now you know why you are having a lot of disease coming to you at the age of 30, 35. Diseases like high blood pressure, low blood pressure, diabetes. Hmm. So many things are happening these days. Reasons could be a lot. Now, these reasons which I have written, it's not something which I wrote on my own, but I have taken a reference from Yoga Vasishtha itself. He says when we are associated with wrong things, when we have wrong associations, this leads to Adhi, the mental stress, and then it leads to Vyadhi, that is the physical disease. Check out if you are having wrong associations. Please do not do that. We have also called wrong thoughts. The moment you are having wrong thoughts, of course, it is percolating to your pranamaya kosha, and then it is leading to the physical disease. Eating of unwholesome food. Well, we all know what to eat and what not to eat. When it comes to food nowadays, we don't eat, but we show it off. So whenever you are eating something nicely, tell me what do you do? Earlier people used to pray. Earlier people used to be grateful for the food which is being offered to them. But now the very first thing which we do is like clicking it and posting it on Facebook. And if it is pizza and other things, then it's really nice. Then we really have the right to show it to the world. But is that a good food which you are eating? And then we gain weight. With weight gain, a lot of things are coming. Okay. Eating something which is fresh, eating something little less than what we could eat is really brilliant. Eating on time is very important. Eating as per the constituent of your body is very important. Okay. Just not following the diets blindly is something what I meant here. Living in unhealthy dwellings. What it is? So nowadays, it's not our home where we are living. It is our workplace also where we are living, because we are spending a lot of time at our work. Can't we just grow more and have this understanding as we keep our surroundings, our homes so nicely, so clean? Can we also do the same because to our organization where we are working? Because this is the place where we are spending a lot of time of our life. Can we just make it beautiful? Or is it something the responsibility of our employers? Just check it out. This one thing will change a lot of things inside you. Okay. Bring nature close to you. This will really help you. Doing things untimely, as we are living in 2021, and we have a lot of things, lot of gadgets are there. We are doing many things which we should not be doing, like checking WhatsApp or checking someone's status, even when we are like, into education. We all know that it is not something which I'm telling you for the first time. I'm sure you keep telling this thing to your kids, your own kids, your students, everyone. But what happens? The time when I go to sleep, I always go with my mobile checking out the WhatsApp messages and other things. Is it really required? Can't we just close everything and be with our own self and sleep nicely? Everything has its own time. There is something called waking up time. There is something called eating time. There is something called wherein you have to have that self-study time, be with your own self. There is something called sleeping time. We are not following that. And not that it is because of your timings or someone else is pressurizing you to follow all this. It is our own laziness. It is something that we are not prepared. We do lack time management. This is why it is happening. If you start working on your associations, if you start working on your thoughts, if you start working on your food, if you start working on the things timely, you will see that you are leading a happy life. If you just have a knowledge of what is happening to my body, if you just know how is the pattern of my breathing, what is happening to my energy levels, where is my mind going? Is my mind getting stuck with one of the compliments or the comments or the insults I received? Or I'm putting a lot of intellect where it is not required? My dear friends, this will enhance the quality of your life. Let the boss do what he's supposed to do. Let your Anandaya Kosha, let your Vijnanmaya Kosha do some very, very specific functions for what they are needed. Do not degrade them and bring them down where your only body can help, where only your emotions or your energy can play. Do not mix it up. Raise your levels. Now we are really, really so fortunate that we have taken this birth of humans. Know your potential. A lot of things needs to be achieved. Why we always have to say that, a lot of things to be achieved? It's not only in the terms of materialistic things, but also in terms of skills, also in terms of many languages which we can learn. I'm sure we all are so very much experts in our own subjects, but how about going to something or developing an interest which is something different than your own role or your how people have seen you so far? Why not taking up some dancing? There are so many dances in India. You can take it up. You can take up painting. Do something more creative. Why you have to just get stuck with the role of the mother or father, husband? You are much more beyond that. This is one life. Can we just live it to its fullest potential? And with this, I would want us to experience something which may we may not be able to experience if we just go on attending the sessions. Okay. So I would like all of you to do a meditation with your eyes closed. Priyanka ma'am, Priyanka ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, so what I'll request is that we can all have our videos off wherever you are sitting, attending the session. Just sit relaxed. Even if you are sitting at your workplace, you may sit with the cross legs if it is possible for you. You may remove the watch or you may remove the leather items. Just let us spend some time with our own self. You know, a lot of anxiety comes when you are actually like Priyanka ma'am knows this very well when we are, coordinating for the things. A lot of things come up. For us, it's like attending sessions, listening, so many things, you know. So let us just let go of the things and just be in this moment with ourselves. So I will also have my video off. And what you need to do is you just need to follow certain instructions. That is it. So wherever you are, assume the most comfortable position. Relax. Nicely, sit nicely and comfortably. You may sit cross legs. You may have a back support. Relax. Keep your back straight. Let your palms rest on your knees. Have your palms open towards the ceiling. Neck and head aligned with your spine. Sit with the eyes. Take a normal breath in and nicely breathe out. Breathe in again. And breathe out. With your eyes closed, become aware of your environment. Observe and listen to the sound coming from your environment. Someone's talking. Sound of some gadget, electronic device. Become aware of the sound and the noise coming from the streets, the sound of traffic, the sound of the background music. Become one with your environment. Become one with the sound. Breathe in nicely and breathe out completely. Now gently become aware of your feet. Relax your feet. Become aware of your knees. Thighs. Hips. Relax your lower body completely. abdomen, stomach, navel region, relax it completely. Lower back, middle back, upper back, whole of your spine. Relax it completely. Chest, shoulders, and down, elbows, forearm, wrist, palm, and finger. Relax your hands completely. Throat, back of your neck, sides of your head, ears, forehead, eyebrows, eyelid, eyelashes, eyeballs. Relax the movement of your eyeballs, eyes. Relax it completely. cheeks, nose, nostrils, upper lip and lower lip, chin, entire face. Relax it completely. Crown of your head and whole of your body. Your body is the most precious gift from the nature. Honor and respect your body. It is the vehicle of your existence. Breathe in and breathe out. Now become aware of your thoughts, good or bad. Become aware of it. Do not resist any thought. Just let it be. Accept all the thoughts. You are one with your thoughts now. Gently breathe in and gently breathe out. Now become aware of your feelings. Pleasant, unpleasant, good or bad. Do not resist any feeling. Let it be. You are one with your feelings. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu shanno astu dvipade shanchatushpate. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Gently become aware of your thoughts if there are any. Breathe in and breathe out. Become aware of your body. Breathe in and breathe out with a smile on your face. Gently become aware of your environment. Breathe in and breathe out. having a smile on your face. Whenever you feel complete, you may open your eyes. Slowly and gradually, all open our eyes. So, Priyanka ma'am, are you there?
Yes, ma'am. I think we can
Hope you all
take.
could meditate.
Yes, ma'am. Really very soothing, and we are feeling very light, means peaceful.
That's the power of meditation. Yes. So we actually did a meditation of around 20 minutes. The whole idea of having you meditate is to understand this concept better, the concept of Pancha Kosher better, the concept of your own existence better. See, this knowledge helps us, to transcend to the deepest and the subtlest level of our existence. The moment we know this, we will not be engaged in those petty issues of our life. All these things will come and it will just get removed. Okay? It helps us to realize the true potentials of ours, which really has no limitations. And we can achieve what may appear to be something beyond our capacity. There is more to the life. Quality of our life is not what is the status which we share on our Facebook. It is more to it. Okay. So quality of your life is something which is felt inside in your body and your mind. Okay. With all this, let's improve our life. Let's start living our life. No, उस जोश में और उस सारे जो एक रस होता है ना जीवन का, बस उसके साथ हम जिएंगे तो जीवन में मजा ही कुछ और आएगा. With this, I conclude my session. In case if anyone has question, please feel free to ask me.
Yes, thank you so much, ma'am. Such a soothing and a wonderful presentation, and the lecture which you taught us, what all meditation, it was really very soothing. We feeling so refreshed after doing this, really, ma'am. After lunch, we
Thank you
thought
so
it's after lunch we thought it's sleepy type, but we are feeling fresh after this also. So it's really wonderful, ma'am. And if any of the participant, if you want to share your experience or any query related to madam's lecture, so please
And the
you're
last
welcome.
slide, I have also put my contact. If you can just share the last slide, so in case anyone wants to reach me, they can always reach me at anjukising@gmail.com. Don, I have also given my WhatsApp.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
for any such things, you may feel free to contact. If anyone has any questions, please feel free to ask.
I have a
Participant.
little request to you. Can I contact you later on, because this is something personal which I don't want to share on this platform. So
May I know your good name, please?
my name is, is my camera, is my face visible? My name is
Yes,
Saurabh
definitely.
Gupta, and this is relevant to my
Okay, sir.
sister's issues, right? And I would like to contact you later on, ma'am, if it is possible for you.
Definitely. Please feel free.
Okay, thank you so much, ma'am.
Yeah, right.
Any other participant, you can also write in the chat box if you want to share something or ask any question. Okay, so I think मैम ने इतने अच्छे से हम सभी को explain किया
कि पार्टिसिपेंट का जो भी डाउट था, एंड रियली इट वाज अ सेशन. हमें ये सारी चीजें पता होती हैं, बट जब हमें कोई बताता है देन वी रियलाइज यस हम कहीं ना कहीं मिसिंग कर रहे हैं चीजों को. हमें किस डायरेक्शन में अपने आप को, अपनी थिंकिंग को मोल्ड करना है. So with that note, ma'am, the topic which you covered, that is improving quality of life by emotional quotient and intelligent quotient, really it's true, because हम अपनी quality of life को correlate करते हैं by the status which you discussed with us, like Facebook and Instagram, but no, it's not true. It's about how we felt inside by our mind and how we live our life peacefully. That is really the quality of the life. And you have discussed wonderfully about the layers of existence, that is Panch Kosha, the 5 sheath of our existence. And it will surely, ma'am, transform our mindset and help us to realize our true potential, which will ultimately lead to a positive life for all of us. So with that note, ma'am, thank you once again on the behalf of entire SAGE family and Sagar Institute of Research and Technology Pharmacy. I would like to show my gratitude. And ma'am, thank you for your valuable lecture. You took your time from your busiest schedule, ma'am. Thank you once again. And ma'am, we will share your contact. Ma'am, shall we share your contact ID and mail, contact number and mail ID in our WhatsApp group also? If any of the participant is having any query, they can contact you, ma'am. Yeah, okay. Over to you, Priyanka, ma'am.
Thank you so very much.
Thank you so much, Anju ma'am, for we are delighted to have you, to listen you, to whatever you taught in your meditation, yoga, whatever you uh, did. That activity is also very important for us. Really, as Subhi ma'am said, we are really feeling positive, energetic, and refreshed after the post lunch session. And thank you so much, ma'am, for accepting our invitation and for delivering such a wonderful talk. Okay, Sudhi ma'am, Anju ma'am has left now.
Yes, ma'am. Yes. I think our next session will be from 2:30 p.m., ma'am.
2:30,
Right?
yes.
Yeah. So it's a request to all the participants that please stay connected with us. We are having a little bit break here.
15 minutes break.
Yes. Yes. So
And after
meanwhile,
that,
we can take some break, and after that we will join for the third technical session of day 3. That is the last lecture of day 3 by Dr. JP sir. So thank you. Have a nice day.